Hey folks, I'm Luther. This is Stellaris. Let's pick up where we left off, which is not in a very happy situation. We have met the other aliens, and they are the Silicron Extinguishers, a rogue defense system who is a determined exterminator. Yeah. So their whole thing is killing everything they meet. They are a Gestalt intelligence, a hive mind. Um, we can deal with them, and they won't forever war us automatically, but there's no real making friends with these guys long term. We might be able to scare them off if we got enough of a fleet, but I don't think we're there. Regardless, I want to give them lower spy network growth on our system so they don't know what we have and don't have. Um, and this is the best way to do that. Oh dear. So, that changes things. Okay, so here's their homeworld. SI1. Now it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumps away from our space. This early in the game, that's pretty good. That's in the middle of space, so they're probably bumping up against these guys, I'm betting. We could probably make friends with them because of that. And they probably have some friends in this area that don't like them either. The problem with being a hostile nation, of course, being that you don't make many friends. So, speaking of friends, we know they hate us. They're suspicious. They've closed borders with us. I'd be surprised if at some point they don't start harming relations, but whatever. Wait a minute. And they're rival to our friends here, which we should do as well. Rivalry increases our influence. It There's a power projection. Is this kind of obscure thing that I don't properly understand how it works. But having more ships and more rivals and winning wars and stuff all increases your power projection, which adds more influence, which will allow us to claim systems both peacefully and hostily more over time. That's the primary use for influence. All right, so having a rivalry with them is fine. Their fleet is officially inferior to ours. The existence of these guys up here is scary, no doubt about it, but they're not coming for our space in the near future. Certainly not near enough that we have to truly worry. And once they start claiming our space, then I'll be afraid. But in the meantime, we're still solid set on wiping out, or taking over rather, this section of the galaxy from our friends here. Now, our friends in agony with our exterminators are this democracy, the United Hanmaran Concordant, hegemonic imperialists. They're xenophobes like us, and they are materialists like us. They're wary of us, but they are going up in relations, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to start getting friendly with someone. I don't want to end up on the defensive side helping them against them if they get dragged into a war, but I wouldn't mind having diplomatic connections between us affecting the AI's decisions on whether to try and exterminate us and them, because I would rather eat them than have the robots get bigger and then have to eat the robots in multiple chunks. So, we're going to go ahead and establish an embassy. Improves the effectiveness of friendly envoys. Okay. And then we're going to set one of our envoys, our free one, to improve relations with the Concordant. Over time, this will go up. We can do things like make research and defensive packs and so on. And that's our goal, really, is to probably form the basic trio, defensive, commercial, and research packs with them. And maybe even migration, I'm not sure about that one yet. And see if we can't scare these guys off. Okay. Got stuff building on our planets. Our alloys are okay, but not fantastic. I seem to remember one of the things I wanted to do was to clear out a lot of these build orders that we had. They were all down to just the one shipyard, so they were doing them in order. Now if we go to our fleet manager and we hit reinforce all, they'll go across to the other one that's nearby as well. So just get them put out there faster. It is important for us to stay ahead of the robots, especially with them getting in contact with our border. And we want to make sure that these guys don't hop up and jump on this either. It's a race to eat these, well, jellyfish? They, I don't know, they kind of look like puppies to me. That's kind of weird, like big giant black-eyed puppies with tentacles and a shell. Maybe not so much puppies. Okay. Let's set the game going.
New technology discovered.
And immediately pause it. We got our second level of ships, destroyers. I'm confident now that we're going to be able to whoop them really good. Just because this has fallen to inferior. That means that they've got less than half, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not worried about them at all anymore. So, we could take Starhold here, which would be the way to increase the defense right here, but... Yeah, let's win the next war before it starts. I'm going to try and keep a better eye on our planets and what they're doing, so we have less of these scary red boxes that denote slight inefficiencies. The horror. The horror. Alright, science is up to 371. Building this research station will help out a lot. You always want to keep science kind of on a growth factor of some sort. During peace, when you're not preparing for war, research and alloys take precedence over just about everything. I generally go for research first because it acts as an early multiplier. It continues to, and in the early game is where you really get your first and most major jumps in ship and fleet power. Your weapons go from 1 to 5, and I'll show you the different classes when we get there. And for the most part, after that, there are bigger jumps from weirder techs and discoveries. Any which way, let's move on.
New technology discovered.
Alright, good. Got some free jobs. Let's get an industrial district that's going to build consumer goods. Actually, let's not get an industrial district. Let's build a special building. An alloy foundry. There's only one allowed per planet, but this will give us 2 specifically metallurgist jobs. Those jobs turn minerals into alloys. We want alloys. This symbol means that we've got blockers that we can clear on this particular planet. What do we got? That would free up a mining district, which we would actually like. That would free up 2 mining districts. This would 3 mining districts. This world is... Man, we're going to use it a lot. Okay, well, it's going to cost 500 energy, no big deal, and 180 days to get rid of this, but we've got 2 free jobs, both of them miners, which is what we want to grow into anyways. So let's go ahead and take the time to clear out at least some of the bigger mining ones. We can't clear this one yet. We don't have the tech for it, but we will. All right, max mining districts plus 2, and max mining districts plus 1. And it won't let us pre-build that, but when it's done, we'll put another one in there. This world's doing pretty okay. I'm going to see if our industrial district is now going to give us one of both, or if it is, maybe it's the factory world setting. I wonder. Industrial districts shift 1 job from alloy to consumer goods production if possible. Okay, well, I hate it, but we figured it out. Does Forge World do the opposite? It literally does. Wow, interesting. Well, that's something I wasn't aware of. So, we can actually split these, or we can designate them one or the other and specialize planets specifically for that type. Interesting. We're a bit low on consumer goods right now, and I don't want to cause that to simply evaporate. Buying these things over time will be expensive, and we're not producing a great surplus of anything at the moment. We're really just converting our resources into things. So let's go ahead and make this an industrial world. An industrial world makes the industry districts build faster, but more importantly, it reduces the upkeep of artisans and metallurgists. That'll help with how much it costs in minerals for production on this planet. You can see if we go to factory world, forge world, industrial world, you can actually watch the mineral outcome change, as well as what they produce. No, that one doesn't update until the end of the month, I guess. Anyways, this will cheapen up these districts if we want another one. They add a little bit of housing and 2 more jobs. That'll keep them ahead of the curve. This one we don't have any plans for, so we might as well. I'm going to be honest, we're going to put down a generator district. I just want to feel a little more secure about that number right there. We're still in the positive, but I don't want to go negative, and we're headed to war, so that could be important. 1 job, yep, that's good. All right, and go.
New technology discovered.
Farms plus 20%, energy credits plus 20%. No longer really building for the war. I feel like I've got what I need already, except for armies. Ooh, dangerous. Okay, so on the planets, you can go to planet summary, you can go to population and see what the population's all doing. You can go to holdings, which we'll talk about, wow, probably not even this playthrough, and armies. Armies will show you the defensive armies on the planet, their total strength, 78, and you can recruit offensive armies. We're going to recruit 4 from each of our planets. They take 90 days and 100 minerals. I believe at one point they may have cost population, but they don't now. I'm going to go to all of our planets and just build 4 of these. Most planets will only have 2 defensive armies, but I don't want to wait around in case they have more, and I don't want to lose some from having not enough to just overwhelm them. Why bring enough when you can bring too much? Okay, another bowel colony.
Situation log updated.
Let's see where that is. That's still in our space. That's good. That means we won't have to play around with it too much. Let's get a science ship that's not doing anything. Yep, you. We'll get you over here to research projects and system. And we'll send him the research anomaly since it's only a level 1. And by the time I notice that he's done with both of those, I'll notice that this has an archaeology spot popped on it. It'll take a few minutes.
Anomaly detected. System scan complete.
Okay, our fleets are almost complete.
We have encountered another spaceborne life form.
And I think that we're going to go ahead and get this started. Yeah. Let's see if we want to claim anything else. We have gained some influence, especially from declaring a rivalry. Gives us half per month. It's better than it sounds. 126. 126. This is their capital. Let's break them. This would cost 90. If we wait just a couple, 3 months, then we can claim one more of these systems, and I'll probably claim this one since it's another planet. And then we'll be inheriting a whole lot of population. That'll come with its own problems, but a whole lot more benefits. All right, 3
Locker
months.
removed. System scan complete.
All right. Perfect. When we're done, we're going to have taken everything that we have claimed, and we're going to feel like very successful conquerors. Just wonderfully explosive, destructive forces of nature. That will be us. All right, guys? If it doesn't work out like that, it's because one of you didn't believe me. And that will be sad for all of us, so don't make that happen. Interesting. Salvaged fleet. This is a fleet that came from an event. This has got 3.4k military power. If I'd have noticed this earlier, I would have just sent it to the front and started the war already. As it is, let's assign it a leader. Let's get it there. It's going to take 234 days. We'll start getting some of our armies that are built over there. $22.33. That's our goal to go to war.
Fleets enhanced. Fleets enhanced.
All right. 2 basic fleets. And our big fleet. Okay, that's everybody we need. Let's set the last 2 of each of these to go here. Oh no, go here. Thank you. Okay, let's go talk to our new subjects and tell them about what's about to happen. We are going to conquer. We have 9 claims, and we're going to take every single one of them. However, they are friends with the Cobarian Galactic Hegemony. Interesting. I don't see them. We don't have them on our map. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's find out what happens. Hopefully it's not... Oh my. Hopefully it is not a fallen empire. Okay, so this is a problem. I missed my consumer goods going into the negative. Let's go ahead and fix that. First, we're going to buy a stockpile. That'll get this situation going down. The problem with going to zero isn't just that you don't have to pay. It creates a situation that takes a while to resolve. And during that situation, you have lowered happiness, unity for this, researcher output, government ethics attraction. The way to fix it is a couple of different things. You can look into the situation log itself, and it'll tell you how that situation is going to scale if you don't fix it. You get some options to change your investment, your expenditures, which can help. Like this would cut consumer goods and for pops and jobs, but it would also further hurt unity and researcher output. But it would get us out of a crisis and back to a stable point. We're not going to do that. All we really need to do is to fix the balance on the books a bit. Let's take a look. We've got 500 in storage now. That'll last us a number of months. And to make the game happy, we're going to set buy order for 15 a month. That'll put this number positive, which will make the consumer goods shortages situation decline faster. Yeah. All right. In the meantime, we just declared war. As soon as we unpause, that war will begin. But until you unpause, you can't give movement instructions. So we're going to unpause real quick and let the day pass. Did I mean to declare war and then didn't declare war? That's funny. Okay. Declare war, conquer, declare war.
Initiated.
Gallian hegemony. They are militarists, authoritarians. Hey, bud, what you doing? I still don't see where you are. Are you up here? Let's find them in our contacts. Let's see, belligerent. We don't know anything about them because we don't have any intel on them. Star Empire. Well, they don't seem to be a fallen empire, so I'm not too worried about them. I don't see them on our map either, so yeah. Let's get our ships moving. Our first maneuver is going to be to just get our lead ship, our 3.5K, straight to the enemy's lane right here. We want to block them off and create this as a choke point for the entire war. We'll push from here to here. We'll take the space that we've claimed, and we'll push on from there if we need to, but generally they'll surrender around then. We're going to send another fleet, one of the smaller fleets, the smallest actually, here, then here, and then have them meet up here. Going to have them go here. And In Shadows Raised is interesting. I don't know where they're from, but whatever. We're going to send them over here as a reserve fleet slash kind of a deterrent in case something does come this way. They're not particularly strong, but they're 1,000,000,000% better than nothing. So, good enough. All right, kick it back up to fast. Let our ships move a bit. Our boys slow boat to the edge of the system, and they have to jump. They will appear here. And there they are now. Let's go ahead and watch the minor amounts of carnage that is taking out a starbase. Our noble fleet zooming in, looking at the enemy, hatred in their eyes. Yes, ours will be victory today. And they're not wrong. This is going to be a pretty easy one at that. They are flying happily on their way. If they do not cross paths with anything hostile, they will not engage anything hostile, even if it's in the same system. So that can be annoying, but usually you can just send them through a system and get them to take down a starbase. Now, as you can see, we got lasers coming in hard and heavy. We got guns firing off all over the place, deflectors deflecting stuff. But overall, the damage output for the station is basically zero. Overall, we can see that they did 0% damage to our hull. They did a fair amount of damage, 19, yeah, to our armor, and 500 to our shields, which will quickly regenerate. So, yeah, great. One system down, 8 to go.
System surveyed.
Hey, there's that archaeological site that I'm supposed to remember. Let's go ahead and set them to excavate site after they're done with this. Okay. I'm going to let these guys do their thing. As you can see, I'm betting, yep, because of the travel path, they did not grab this, and we're going to let them continue, actually. We're going to have these guys pick that up. They can go here, then here, and then here. Yeah. And they'll pick up that system on the way through. Okay. We have people in a planetary system now taking on a bigger station, but I assure you, the fight looks pretty much the same. We throw down a whole lot of stuff into them, and they really can't do a whole lot of damage to us. Now, we've conquered this system, but we haven't conquered the planet in this system. That's still inhabited. To conquer the planet, we're going to need to engage our transport fleets. So let's just grab them all and tell them to come here. And as they start to come here, we'll start landing armies and taking out the single defensive army that is on this planet. We do have the option, if we want to come over here and start bombarding the planet, but why? Our guys aren't going to have any real problems. Also, we have a star base in system maybe that we can use to heal. No, they're sending back. Okay. There is our enemy. 3,500 strong. What is he doing? He is drifting in space nowhere. All right. We're going to consolidate all three fleets, and then we are going to push on them. Ooh. Oh. This is terrible. You're an evil game. Why would you do this? Hard decision. Okay. These guys are moving.
New technology discovered. New technology
They are
discovered.
noping out, so we will advance.
Anomaly detected.
Oh, good. Single fleet in system without the other fleet. We can get the jump on them with a bigger fleet of much more power. We can deal damage and limit the amount of damage we take in return.
Engaging hostile fleets.
All right, let me slow it down here. So, here's our enemies. They're ion drives, presumably. Their ships are, of course, not as fine as ours. They come mostly in green, which everyone knows is a gauche color for a spaceship. We, on the other hand, are entirely made of asteroids and pirate parts for these ships, which is very Mad Max, and we really should win the judges' hearts with it. Let's see what happens. Any second now, our second fleet will jump in. How far behind are you guys? Not you. Pretty close. Pretty close? Very close. All right. Back to the show. Come on, guys. Oof. They've got us a bit of a disadvantage here. A couple of our raiders have already run away. Ooh! But the entrance of our friendly fleet caused them to evacuate and yield the field. Butcher's Bill, they lost 1 destroyer and 2 corvettes. Not much, but compared to our nothing, I'll take it. Let's go ahead and consolidate. Take that. Also, we need to watch our science. Better shields. Defense. Better armor.
System surveyed.
You can see here on our fleet that we've got some shields left and our armor is taking some damage. Shields will repair daily. Armor will require us finding a starbase that we can use with a shipyard. Hopefully, the enemy has one, like this one. But they don't. They have nothing on that star base, so great. We might have to go all the way back to the FOB, to the forward operating base, if we want to get tuned up. Let's finish taking this system out. The other fleet comes in, the red lasers go out, and that is the end of that. Our enemy is foolish enough to have another fleet in here, so we're going to go ahead and chase them down.
Construction online.
All right. So we have taken some minor damage to armor, but we shouldn't lose anything here. Yeah, they emergency jumped out again. A fine victory for us. And it looks like we did lose a single raider, which is one of our pirate corvettes, and a normal corvette. We took out a destroyer and 2 corvettes, so we came out favorably. All right, that's both of their fleets defeated once. Most of their space, the space that we want, taken. Now it's just a question of getting the troops on planet. Next time.